Hey everybody, it's Dan. I decided to sit under the gazebo. I was tired of squinting with the sun just hitting my eyes. Today's topic, I want to really just address a question I got from a viewer. And I'll say the topic here is unexpected rage. And this is a lady who has been diligently doing her emotional discovery. I don't recall if she was, just sitting with her emotions or writing and doing journaling or whatever the process was. She said she's been able to do that and can kind of work through that almost with a surprising amount of calm, right? Not very agitated during that process. But then later in the day, she will notice that the littlest things will set her off, and the amount of rage and venom that comes boiling out as a result of something stupid like, hey, the TV's not working right, the remote's not working right, or traffic, or the littlest things, said the amount of rage that comes screaming out of her is like she wants to break the TV in half. She wants to punch holes in the wall. She feels like she could take down, a person who's twice her size and just destroy them. There's that much anger and rage. And she says, I don't get it. Where's that coming from, and why is that still happening, especially if I'm doing this emotional discovery work? And so here's my thoughts on this. Getting angry at the television, getting angry at traffic, there's no consequences. It's completely safe. You're not offending anybody. There's no personal relationship there. There's no consequences. It's safe. It's safe to feel that way. And therefore, it explodes out of us, right? I would say that if you have feelings of anger and even rage and hatred for people in your life, that holds consequences, and therefore we bottle them up, right? I did a video on the conflict that causes TMS, and what I mean by that is we can oftentimes feel incredible anger and rage and even hatred towards people we're supposed to love. They're family members, they're our spouse, they're our kids, our parents, our grandparents, our neighbors, right? We're supposed to be nice to them. We're supposed to love them. But yet we can feel incredible anger, and if we feel that anger and it builds up and we don't deal with it or feel it, it'll build up, build up, build up until it's rage. And because there's consequences to these relationships, by allowing ourselves to feel this deep rage towards these people that we're supposed to love, we just bottle it up. And guess what? The television takes the brunt of that punishment. Why? Because it's safe to get pissed off at a television. It's safe to get pissed off at traffic or somebody who cut you off. Unless you're getting into the road rage category, which is not a safe thing to do. But you see what I mean? Like, it's so easy to get angry. Oftentimes we direct that rage inward with self-criticism, self-hatred. And it's really just a matter of unresolved, repressed emotions that are just building up and accumulating inside of us. And so if you are prone to explode at the stupid little things, but then you sit down to do your emotional discovery and you kind of, I'm coming up empty, start to take a good close look at this concept of consequences. Is it safe to feel emotions that you truly have, right? Because, we're projecting this anger and this rage at the television because it's not safe to direct that out at the people around us, right? There's consequences. We don't want our kids to think we're crazy. We don't want our spouse to leave us. We don't want our parents to disown us, right? It's not safe. So if you're finding that you're projecting this anger and this rage on insignificant, seemingly stupid things, it's really displaced anger, displaced rage that you're feeling. Trust me, you're feeling it, and it's just coming out in the path of least resistance and the least consequences. So start taking a look at that. Now, I do have a video called How to Reframe Your Negative Emotions. And that is not curative in and of itself, but it's a really good way for you to understand why certain emotions are not acceptable. So go to YouTube, search for Pain For You channel, And once you're there, there's a little magnifying glass. Push that and type in how to reframe and hit the search button. And you will find that video. And that's a really good place to start if you find that you've got all this displaced anger at inconsequential, stupid things that really shouldn't mean anything. And how come I can get so mad at the TV, but yet when I do my emotional discovery or my journaling, nothing comes up. Or stuff comes up, but I don't feel that level of rage. So that exercise is really good. If you also want to see, search for the video, The Conflict That Causes TMS. And it's that conflict between, I've got these really deep hatred emotions for people that I'm supposed to love, right? And that's a big deal, because in so many cases, those feared consequences really cause us to bottle up these emotions. And I will tell you, I will remind you, I've said this dozens of times in these videos, feeling emotions is for you. It's internal. Give yourself the gift of letting that emotion be felt. You do not need to explode at these people around you that you are particularly angry with or in a rage with. Those situations do have consequences and should be dealt with a little more care and kid gloves. But boy, in the privacy of your head, your heart, your home, your car, I know a lot of people that do the journaling verbally in the car, and they let it rip. That's for you. That's where you get to truly feel whatever the heck you're feeling without judging yourself, without consequences, without worrying about relationships around you blowing up. And trust me, by letting the pressure out of this steam cooker, you're going to start to notice that your blow-ups at the stupid things like traffic and the television or whatever become much more infrequent. And so that's my take on why it happens. And yeah, reframe the negative emotions to be normal, human emotions. Understand that you can have somebody you love that also really pisses you off. Two things can be true at once. You can love them, but you can also hate them at the same time. And if you give yourself permission to feel that anger and rage, doesn't mean you're going to blow up your marriage or your relationship with your kids or be the crazy person that you don't want to be. It just means you're a normal human being who's going through some normal human emotions. So, what do you guys think? Do you have displaced anger or rage? Do you find yourself doing this? I know I do. I'm in the car, and I know my girlfriend will say, "Oh, who are you?" Right? If I kind of yell about some idiot in front of me doing 20 miles an hour in a 45 zone, right? So, yeah, I know I've got some of that going on, because in my self-image, I believe I'm the nice guy. Nothing ever gets to me. Nothing ever bothers me. So my go-to is to repress anger and rage and just kind of push that aside. It doesn't fit with my self-image. So I still have to work on that. But the good news is, even though I do still repress emotions, I don't need the pain. I've taught my brain that the pain is not necessary, that my body is perfectly fine. I've got 1,000% confidence. No doubt in my mind that if I feel a twinge or, a reoccurrence of some pain, I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I just say, time to pay attention to my emotional world again. What's going on over there? And sure enough, I figure it out. And then I go about my day without giving an ounce of weight to the new symptom or the old symptom that came back. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So, this video is about displaced anger and rage, or when it comes out of the blue and surprises you. Hopefully, this gave you an idea as to why it's happening, and maybe a couple of strategies to reframe some things so that it doesn't necessarily happen anymore, so that this amount of anger or rage will come out as you do the emotional discovery to let some of that steam out of that pressure cooker so it doesn't blow later. So, what do you guys think? Please comment below. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that little notification bell, ding. And if you're on Facebook, comment. Let me know what you think. Like it. Give it a thumbs up. And we'll talk to you guys and gals soon. Love you, and we'll catch you later.